gonna wait for the radio show to start, folks. You're gonna hear us in just a second. Let some people come into the live while we're hanging out here. Yeah.
I'm using Tourian's.
Oh, I was just telling
the abyss
to subscribe and click that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon.
And the like
Your
button.
show will go live in 5 seconds.
Here we go.
4,
we're going live.
3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Live on Blog Talk Radio. Simulcasting.
I love this deck.
Fabulous intro music from Roshan. Album Tarot.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
And liftoff on another Tarot Today live. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. That's right. Here we are live simulcasting. We are live streaming on YouTube and simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio, the Psychic Talk Radio Network. And so for those of you out there listening on the radio, you can see Mary and I on camera. That's right. Go over to YouTube and it is @ Tarot Today Live. So youtube.com/ Tarot Today Live will just take you right over there and you can join us on the live. And we're in the chat room. If you're in the chat room, hey guys, you can call into the radio show. Mary, how do they call into the radio show?
Well, they use their phone. That's the most important part. Or not, right?
Or not nowadays.
With your computer, right? So if you want to dial in, and the number to dial is 714-816-4628. Be sure to press the number 1 on your dial pad. That raises your skinny little alien arm in the air and lets us know that you actually want to be live on the air with us to spill your dirty laundry everywhere. No, to get a free reading or to maybe ask a question about tarot or numerology or crystals or Reiki or chakras or I don't know, ask us anything. We may have an answer for you.
And considering we do the psychic spin every month, everything's fair game. We'll pull cards on anything. We're crazy. We're going to go crazy here. Yeah.
We're going to go crazy.
I see Ellie the Moonchild in the chat room on YouTube. I see Jack's back.
Hey,
and
Jack.
You don't have to call into the show. I mean, if you're wanting, you can join us in the chat room and you can ask right in there. Maybe you have a question about certification. You want to become a certified professional tarot reader. Maybe you have a question about my course, Tarot by the Numbers, the membership to the guild, the website. Maybe you're trying to find something on the website. Any question like that. It'd be really cool. Yeah. In fact, we love those kind of questions,
We do. We do love them. And also, if they want a reading, they can ask from the chat room too. If they just want a general reading, they can ask, they don't have to ask. If they can get a reading, there's no list, there's no line, there's no sign up. All you have to do is just type in your question or just type in, pull a card for me.
Pull a card for me. Speaking of that, pulling the cards of the day. Did you pull a card of the day?
I got 2 of them.
Awesome.
I've been doing this thing where I pull an oracle card and a tarot card. And today's oracle card comes from the Lyran Oracle, the oracle of these fifth dimensional white lion beings from the star system Lyra. I don't know. I love the deck though, because first of all, look at the back design. You get a nice white lion. He looks pretty serious. And the card of the day is about the collective consciousness.
Ooh.
And tapping into that field and what it's really about. Look how pretty the lion is. It's like kind of pretty with all those colors and everything. But it's about like, hey, paying attention to your environment, the people in your life, your family members, your friends, actually listen to what they have to say instead of just being like all self-absorbed like we sometimes get. And the interesting thing about that, the tarot card I pulled actually comes from, we had her on the show. You guys can find the video in the archive, probably, the Tarot of the Abyss by Tourian, this gorgeous, gorgeous deck that Tourian made, kind of a really groovy back design. But I got one of my favorite cards, the Queen of Cups. So what does that mean? You know, already the white lion beings from the fifth dimensional space have told us to pay attention to our environment and our surroundings. The Queen of Cups comes up, and you know, I feel like it really speaks, whether you're a man or a woman, it speaks to your sensitivity. I sometimes call that the coping queen, right? Because she's coping with the people that she loves. And sometimes those people are making mistakes and it's breaking her heart and all of that. And it's saying like, okay, kind of like it's not all about you today, right? You know, sometimes we have days where it's like not all about us. And so, you know, check your emotions. You know, make sure that you're not being overly sensitive or insensitive. You know, it's like you want to find that balance. You want to be able to cope with things that are disappointment and all of a sudden, also really, you know, not just coping with things that can be kind of a letdown, but also, you know, not getting like too emotionally out there when really good things happen, like kind of keep it in perspective. But anyway, that's what I'm getting. What about you? Did you get a card of the day, and what do the numbers look like?
I'm kind of doing the same thing where I'm getting two cards. So I shuffle and then I cut the deck, and off the top of the deck, I take the card of the day. But when I cut, the card on the bottom is the heart of the matter card. So I get like two cards. Sometimes I even do more, you know, if I need clarification on something. But today's the 15th. So 1 + 5 is 6. So today reduces to that 6 energy, return to harmony and balance after the chaos of 5, you know. So it's all about balance today, but also the entire date reduces to 8. So it's that abundance energy, abundance in like all areas of your life. But I pulled my card of the day. I got the Lover's card, which just so happens to be card 6, like the energy of the day here, you know. And I feel there's 2 different messages coming through with this, depending. Like if you do have a relationship going on, it's talking about the communication and, you know, being able to put yourself in the other person's shoes. If you look at the card in the Waite Smith version here, you know, the male figure is looking at the female figure, and the female figure is looking at the angel. It's generally thought that the angel is Raphael. He has those crimson wings you see there, those red crimson. It's all about the passion, and behind him is the sun shining brightly. Yellow is optimism, but he divides the card, and you can see this cloud below him here, and the skies. In fact, this is the radiant deck, this image, but on the original version of the card, it's even bleaker, the sky in the background. So, you know, all's not happy in Denmark here or whatever. One thing that most people don't notice or pay attention to is the big old mountain here. So this big mountain peak. The peak represents their goal, which is their relationship, but it's between the two of them. It's like a rift, So today it's a great day being, that 6 energy and getting the Lover's card to take a look at your relationship and think about the communication, think about putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Now, if you're not in a relationship, this whole card could be talking about you. So basically, the 3 aspects of you, the intellectual aspect with the male and the female, talking about psychic ability and the emotional side of things. And then the angel up here is your higher self. And it's about balancing all of that. Yes. And then I also got that Heart of the Matter card is also a 6 card, the 6 of Cups here, which is, usually thought of as the nostalgia card. Basically, the past holds important clues as to what will bring fulfillment in the future. So that's what I want you to think about. Basically, if you've ever felt happy before, you can feel happy again. In hypnosis and numerology, in hypnosis and NLP, they both start with N. We're talking about, it's called revivification. Very difficult word to say also. And that's, going back in your memories to a happy place and revivifying that, bringing it back to life. So what did it look like and sound like and smell like and feel like, even taste like, all the senses and everything like that. So that's what I got for the cards of the day and the numerology of the day.
Awesome.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Has anybody else come in? Oh, Carpo has come in. Hello, are you taking questions? Yes. So you missed the beginning of the show, Carpo, and basically we said, there's no line, there's no list, there's nothing like that. Just type in if you want us to, something general, you want us to just pull a card for you, type that in. Please pull a card for me. If you have a very specific question, type in the question like Jack did. Mary, we got a question from Jack.
Yay. What's the question?
Does my Aunt Phyllis have anything to say from the other side? Well, we are not mediums. Everybody, because how they confuse it for everybody, they make it like being a psychic, a medium, and a tarot reader and everything else, astrologer, numerologist, it's all the same thing. It's not, folks. They're all individual things.
But I also have the messages from heaven communication cards.
So pull one from that, Mary.
Let's see what my Aunt Phyllis, is it? Aunt
Phyllis. See what you get.
Aunt Phyllis, what do you have to say to Jack? Oh. Well, I don't know, Jack. This is what came up. It's a feather. She's sending you a feather, but the message is kind of trippy. Someone needs your support. Can you help them? We will guide you helping them. So maybe Aunt Phyllis is thinking there's somebody that, could use your support. And if you try to help out that person, then Aunt Phyllis will be supportive of that and will be guiding you to that. Maybe she'll guide you to somebody that you specifically, the special you that you are and your special skills and knowledge and ability. Maybe there's somebody that, really could benefit from that, or just from the connection with you. Maybe somebody just needs a friend, and Aunt Phyllis is like, Jack would be perfect for that. That's what I'm getting. Let's see what Dax is getting.
So I shuffled and cut the deck and I got the card of the day.
Wow.
So basically, Aunt Phyllis is saying, hey, Jack, listen to what Dak said in the beginning of the show. This message is for you, and where you end up is this 10 of Cups. That's her message.
Nice.
You can get to this happy place. You just need to think of when you were at this last, when you were at that happy place, and it doesn't have to be family or relationships or anything like that. It could be any kind of happy. You were on a cruise, you were on a deserted island somewhere, you were down in Fiji, whatever, super happy, revivify that and try to work on balancing, the real world intellectual side with your emotional side and psychic abilities and your higher self, bringing it all into balance. Yay. Awesome. And we got Ren's coming in, and Ren's got a question. Carpo's got a question. Carpo hasn't put their question in yet. Okay. Ren has, however. Let's see. Does my hubby still love me? Okay, so we're going to pull some cards on that, and then we're going to take some phone calls after that.
You go first on that.
Absolutely. We'll go first on that one. And let's see. I am getting yes, 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 no. Okay, so it's a really strong yes that he still cares for you in the way that you are thinking. And I had to phrase it that way because it's different for different people. And when people ask that question, does my hubby still love me? They're thinking about it from their aspect. They're thinking about it from, what they mean by quote unquote, love me. Okay. I got the 6 of Pentacles. There's, in keeping in alignment with the numerology of the day, 6, that 6 energy, 6 of Pentacles, 6 is success in numerology, and a return to balance and so forth. So I feel like the message is to work on that. There's something in the shadows with the Moon card, but if you take the leap of faith and just go for it, in other words, if you're not feeling this, even though the message came through clear that he does feel that way, then again, what was the message of the day? For relationships, communication, putting yourself in the other person's shoes, have you talked to him about this, and then if you can do that and not approach it in any, I don't know what's happened to you recently in your relationship or, in the recent past, but you need to approach it, the Queen of Pentacles, with a nurturing aspect to it, not confrontational, the opposite of confrontational, just that mom energy, nurturing here. And then lastly, the Wheel of Fortune. That's right. So then the wheel will turn in your favor and the relationship can grow more. Let's see what Mary's getting.
Yes. Let's see what Mary's getting. Hold on. So I pulled actually 2 love oracle cards for this. One is the Whispers of Love deck by Angela Hartfield, which is a beautiful deck, and the other is the Love Notes oracle cards. And so, it's kind of interesting. It's like, I can tell you after doing like thousands and thousands of love readings, okay, rarely is love the problem. Okay. The first card that comes up is talking about being supportive. And what that means is saying, make a genuine effort to show that you care, right? It's kind of like be the love that you want to feel, right? And then love befriends. Love befriends. So, like I said, usually in relationships, it's not love that is the actual issue if there's an issue, But what about our friendship? What about the friend part of it? What about you showing that you care? Because a lot of times there's this magical thing that happens where when we're showing love and we're giving love to someone, being that energy, then like they open up more and they give too, So if you're feeling like hey, I'm not really feeling the love. Um, Take a moment to kind of look at that and say like, okay, well, am I being the love that I want to receive? Am am I showing that? Am I
Mm.
being the friend, the supportive friend part of, marriage is complicated, right? And it looks like all different things. There's no one recipe for it. There's no one way that marriage relationships manifest. So you got to kind of look at that. What was going on when you felt the most love in your relationship, and what has changed, and have you changed with it, or is there something we need to bring back? So that's what I feel like the cards are talking about there. So thanks for the question, and I hope you're
Yeah.
feeling the love soon.
Hope that helped you out, Ren. Let us know in the chat. Speaking of the chat, we've got Charlotte popped in there. Jason is in there. Chad is in there. Hitesh is in
Hey,
there.
Chad.
They are
Jason.
just coming out of the woodworks. It's fantastic. By the way, Chad, when we were talking about not actually being mediums, Chad said, that's cool. I'm not a medium either. I'm more of a medium rare kind of guy. I totally identify with that. Jason says, hi, guys. Looks like you're having fun. Yeah, it's been fun so far. And we're only just getting started, But if any of you out there want us to pull a card for you, or if you have a specific question, pop it in the chat or call in 714-816-4628. There's the number right there. 714-816-4628. Give us a call.
Press the number one.
Press the number one. Speaking of that, we're going to go to the phone lines right now. The caller that's been waiting the longest since before the show started is area code 651. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 651.
Hi, this is Christiana calling from Minnesota.
Hi, Christiana. Minnesota. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I was just wondering what you see coming my way since I've moved into my new place. I was just like to know.
What do we see coming your way?
Coming your way.
Coming your way.
Yeah,
like just in any particular area of life? Are we talking career, love, or just the mailman showing up?
Mailman's cool.
The mailman's cool. The mailman, who knows, right? Postman always rings twice. Anybody else remember that movie? What do we see coming your way? Well, the Seven of Cups is the first thing that comes up here. That's kind of interesting because, okay, it's a new place, right? And I don't know how many friends that you've made, right? But or how connected you are to people. But the Seven of Cups often is a card of like, oh, there's all these different things. There's all these different options, and it may be, kind of, difficult to really decide like, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to get into? Where do I find friends? Because the other card that comes up is the Three of Cups, which is a card of getting together, having a good time, meeting up with friends. And the Six of Pentacles comes up with that too, right? So it's really kind of, this is good energy to me. It's saying it's like you're going to have a lot of options to connect with people. People may be generous with you, and also, think about being generous with other people when it comes to sharing yourself and not being like kind of closed off. I think sometimes when we move to a new place, sometimes it can be like a little bit intimidating, and we're kind of like slow to get out of the gate occasionally. And then, I feel like the other thing about the Seven of Cups is sometimes that can be a card of procrastination, right? And indecision, because there are so many different options. We're like, I can't decide. And then we end up not doing anything. And you don't want that to happen, okay? Because what I feel is coming your way are friends. I think you're going to make connections with people.
Cool.
if you're open and giving, they will be too. But let's see what Dax is getting, and maybe he
Yeah.
has some more information.
It's along the same lines. I mean, you got a 3, I got a 3, I got the 3 of Wands. Again, 3 is creativity and communication. Get creative with this. In the 3 of Wands, the merchant is on top of the hill watching his ships come back in. Now, in order to do that, he had to cast his ships out. He had to send them out to get the goods and bring them back. Okay. So you can't sit there and wait for this to happen, is the message. Okay. The magician card comes up.
Yeah.
Whenever the magician card comes up, shows that you have the power. So it's not what's going to happen, Dax and Mary. It's the tarot is telling you, the message is, what do you want to happen? Make it happen. You have to decide, what's it going to look like, feel like in this new place with these new friends and everything like that. And then I got the temperance card. Remember, balance is part of the theme today with the creativity, with the card of the day and the numerology of the day is what I was thinking. But when I first looked at the card, right away, he's the angel's pouring the waters of life in an impossible angle from one cup to the other cup. And as soon as I looked at that, I saw a bartender. I'm like, okay, that it makes it so obvious. Christiana needs to become the bartender here. You need to be having some parties and some gatherings, and there you are mixing drinks and stuff like that, and get to know people and invite people in. So I hope that helped you out between Mary and I.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
Yes.
Fabulous call. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yes.
Ren in the chat after our reading for her says, thank you very much, Mary and Dax, for your time and energy. God bless.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question. Thanks for tuning in.
Hitesh says hi. Charlotte's in there. Hi, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Lots of cool stuff going on in the chat there. So remember, if you're listening to us on the radio, we are simulcasting. We are doing a live video stream on YouTube. You just go to youtube.com/the @tarot today live. That'll take you right over the page. You can pop into the live chat with us. The actual YouTube live has a chat room. You can pop in there. That's where we're doing the chat. Let's see who else has been waiting the longest here. It looks like area code 520, our neck of the woods, or my neck of the woods, rather.
Hey.
Yours.
Is that Lisa?
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
Hey.
She's trying desperately to get to the microphone, apparently. Yeah.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, because you sound so far away. It sounds very distant.
I'm here.
What's going on, Lisa?
Okay, so there's somebody that called you about recently, and I'll tell you initial. Do you need initials?
No.
No.
I don't need it.
Okay, so do you think things will smooth out? Do you think I'll move? Do you think? I saw and heard something from that individual last night that I thought, oh God, I can't do this anymore. And I don't know what you guys see.
I think Dax, it's your turn.
Yeah. I'm just
first.
trying to figure this out. There was a lot there, and it kind of got jumbled. It sounded like you were starting to talk about a relationship, but then you said something about a move, and I got all confused. Is the move related to him or
Getting away?
What's going on?
Yeah, me. Okay, so we live really close to each other. So close. It's like a paper thin close, and we're in a duplex. And he said and did something yesterday, and sometimes these things happen. They crop up, but then it smoothed over. But last night I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think so. So this morning, I was looking at rentals to see if I should relocate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, so my question is, do you see this smoothing out between us, or do you just see me walking away and moving?
Well, I got the 10 of Wands, and that's a very overburdened card, and he's carrying all this and moving to a new destination, traveling to a new destination. So I kind of get that feeling. The heart of the matter card is the Ace of Swords. So it's, making the decision, latching on to one thought or idea and just going with it. I don't think this is going to happen quickly, though. I don't think it's like you're moving now. I got the Four of Swords, and that's kind of indicating to me, a delay, and that you need to step back and really look at the whole thing. Plus, you need to recharge your batteries. You need energy if you're going to move. Okay. And I think that's what's going on, along with right after that is the Page of Swords. Okay. And there's that single thought and idea again. So it's grabbing onto that, and then comes the Judgment card, the cosmic wake up call. Yeah. So it's saying, yeah, you probably need to move, but you need to figure this all out first and kind of re-energize your energy with that Four of Swords card before you would make a move. And so 4 is the timing card, and that would be somewhere, somewhere in the next 4 weeks. It doesn't have to be like really long from now, like 4 months or something, but you need that recuperation and re-energizing time and time to think it over and to be really sure where and all that kind of thing. But let's see, Mary might have some other valuable information.
I kind of have the same information. It's kind of really
Wow.
interesting. I also got the Judgment card in this deck is called Awakening. So it's that same thing, like you're waking up to this concept of like, wow, this isn't working for me anymore. I don't really want this. And I also got the Moon card in the timing position, which is really very similar to what Dax got. He's saying 4 swords, about 4 weeks. The Moon card in the timing position for me is like a moon cycle. So 28 and a half days, chop it up to 4 weeks. We can say that. But it's also asking you to kind of reflect on this, think about it. And then, I also got the Chariot card where you're flying away from this situation, the High Priestess, like you already know. Like your gut is telling you like, I got to change something. This is not working so great. And, so it's about the same information that Dax gave you, So good luck with that, Lisa. And thanks for calling. Yeah, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You too. Thank you for being there.
Oh,
we'll talk to you next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Lisa. I love how that was very clear, and sometimes it's not clear, but it was just very clear this time. So I thought that was really neat.
Hey, some of the same cards and the same timing, which was really weird. Cool.
I love when tarot does that. We call these mini readings that we do on air because we're doing them together for the same person calling in or asking the question in chat. We call them tag team readings. And, it's a little different, but, the old saying, 2 heads are better than one. Well, 2 readers, right? Speaking of that, we should mention that.
Yes.
Yeah, because we talk about the tag team readings. We don't often talk about individual readings. You could book individual readings for with us individually, Mary or I, and we got a special for just our viewers, just our listeners here on the radio network and YouTube. And our private readings, which are normally double this or more, we're doing for just $44.44. That wonderful Master number 44 there. And by the way, we've moved all of this information, including our tip jar. And, if you want to buy us a cup of coffee, our tag team readings, our individual readings, everything is on the Tarot Today live page on the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com. So if you frequently go to our website, thetarotguild.com, if you've never done it, click on the link at the top that says Tarot Today Live. And that'll take you to this same page. Or right now, just open a new tab in your browser, type in www.tarottoday.live. That URL will take you right over there, and you'll see the banner like this, similar to this, for our individual readings. And the way you book a reading with us is because this is a special. You don't go to our page and order it with the buy button, because this is half the cost. So you want to contact us and say, hey, I'm a viewer. Hey, I'm a listener. And I want to book a reading with you for $44.44. And then we'll make all the arrangements. The buttons to contact us are right on that page. So scroll down on the page at tarottoday.live, and you're going to see message Dax, message Mary, and you can message us directly on the page. Now, you have to be signed in the website to message us. So the first thing you want to do, if you're not already signed in, sign in. If you're not already signed up on the website, it's free and quick. You just sign up on the website. There's a link for that at the top of any page. Sign up. Go check it out over there on Tarot Today Live. And of course, at the very bottom, you'll see this banner for grabbing us a cup of coffee. And you can just click on the banner and you can put in any amount. It's our tip jar. And also our tag team readings. We've had those available for a while now. We decided to switch things up a little bit. And so now we're doing 30-minute private sessions with both Mary and I for just $99.99. And the book button is right there on that page at tarottoday.live. Awesome sauce. So there you go.
Really?
Some new stuff. And let's see, we got some more phone calls coming in. This is great. Let's check the chat real quick, Mary.
Very exciting.
Yeah, book some readings with us. We would love, we only get to spend a few minutes with you here on the show. So it would be nice to be able to spend some more time with you guys, and especially the tag team readings. That is really fun. And I'm going to do your full numerology chart and everything. Let's see what's going on. There's a lot of people coming in. We've got M136421. We've got Ariana. We've got
everybody.
We got Michelle. Michelle's back. Hi, Michelle. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
I think here, let me read through some of this, Mary. I think Ariana has a question. And they're a new sub. Yay. Thanks for subbing to the channel. So hit that subscribe button.
Very cool.
Bell icon, folks. Yeah. And don't forget
to like it if you like it.
Like it if you like it. Okay.
What?
All right. I'm trying
What's happening?
Well, I thought she had a question, but no, she's just talking. Hitashi's telling Hitesh telling don't spam the chat, that we'll get to his question. Okay. Yeah. Because he put a lot of stuff in there. Hitash about. Did we do his already? I thought
we did Rin.
And okay,
and I don't remember.
We just had the phone call with Lisa. Yeah, I just was getting a little confused because I already pulled cards for him. Hold on a second.
What's the question?
Well, he was asking about
we did Jack and we did Rin.
Any female will enter my life. How long?
How long will it be before a female enters your life? Like as a romantic partner, right?
Right.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for love.
Yeah, and see, I
Hopefully-
did. I already pulled cards on that, and somehow I got it confused with
I did not.
because I'll tell you what I was doing. I was looking through the cards. And because he specifically asked, normally I look for a court card right away, but because he asked specifically female, I was like, okay, first female court card that comes up. I mean,
what did you get?
It was like, 20 cards later. Well, hold on, because I put all these cards back in the deck because after Lisa's reading, I had forgot that I had Hitesh's on the side and I put them all back in the deck. And so now I'm trying to figure out where did I put and what was the
Should
cards.
I go?
I'm sorry.
Should I go and have
Yeah, you go first, Mary, because I got to
him?
find the cards. I don't
Figure
have
that out. That is interesting. Okay, but while Dax is looking for that, I'll just pull some cards for you, Hitesh, and see when will a female enter your life. Oh, well, a couple things going on here. So look, I got 2 court cards right away, right? It's kind of interesting. The Page of Pentacles, all right, and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups especially is a card that I connect to romance. We've got the 3 of Cups being in the timing position, but also it gives us a little bit of a clue of how this happens, right? This can happen through friends. Maybe if you're out and about, like that's one thing. When we want people to come into our life, we gotta be where people are in order to meet them. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be out in person all the time. It can also be online. A lot of people are doing online dating. I don't recommend it necessarily or any particular site, but sometimes common interests groups are fun ways to meet people as well. As far as the timing with that, the 3 of Cups to me, that's not a long ways off. I would say within the next 3 months. The Page of Pentacles is saying it's somebody that you're going to start off, maybe having a mutual interest in. Maybe it'll start off as a friendship, but you got to get to know the person. And also you got to let them get to know you. Now I do have the Death card in the past position here. And, that is a card of transition, transformation, so there may be, kind of something that ended because it comes up in the past position. And when the Death card comes up there, it's saying okay, remember that ended, because we don't want to bring any baggage from the past into a new budding relationship or even a friendship. You want to give it the best chance that you can. But that's what I've got. Let's see what Dax is getting.
It's so weird, Mary, that you ended up with the Death card. And when I got the cards back out that I had pulled originally for Hitesh, that's what I got was the Death card.
Wow.
There was this transition and then the Hermit card. And then those were the first 2 cards. And as I was going, I was looking for the first female core card to come up. By the way, none came up. And when I got out about, I don't know, 10 cards or something, the 9 of Pentacles, that was the first female card that showed up. So, for me, it's it's a ways off. And I think there's always clues in the earlier cards. The Hermit card, you got to spend more time working on yourself. Remember what Mary was saying way back about you have to put out the love and become the love that you want to attract in first. And it seems like you're in the middle of a transition here with the Death card. One door closes, another door opens. This all has to take place before someone's going to come in. And I feel like it's going to be, Mary, did you say anything on timing? Like how far down the road?
3 months.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 3 to 6 months is what had originally popped in my head. So yeah, it's going to be a bit. So that's what I got. Before we go back to the phone lines, I just want to check in the chat.
Thanks for the question.
Yes.
It's a-
Yes. Sorry about the confusion with the cards, but I had laid cards out for him, and then I pulled cards for our caller, for Lisa, and then I shoved them all back in the deck, not noticing I screwed it up. But M136421 is asking about, am I and him going to reconcile, kind of thing. It's one of those things. So
I think it's your turn to go first.
We're going to take a look. Oh, it's really wishy-washy. I hate to tell you this, Em. It's one of those situations where I'm not getting a strong yes or no. It's let me double check on here. No, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so it's leaning no right now. But whether it's leaning no or leaning yes, it doesn't matter. I call this a muddled answer, meaning that there is more to it. There's more that needs to be done. There's more that needs to be worked on. You can make it go either way, basically. So it's not a prediction. It's not, no, you're not getting back together. Yes, you're getting back together, kind of thing, as far as reconciling. I got cards like the Knight of Wands. So he's coming in as the Knight of Wands. He's still passionate about all this. All right. And then the Strength card, having the internal fortitude along with, that nurturing nature from the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. If there's been, disagreements and so forth, regardless who won, what's the cost is coming up in the Five of Swords. And then the Chariot card, there is the opportunity to reconcile and move forward with this, but it requires what was going on with those earlier cards, the inner fortitude to not be argumentative and so forth, like in the Five of Swords, but more like the Queen of Pentacles. And that takes effort, because if he hits your trigger button, and you just want to, but you got to have that inner strength and just go, no, it's like, okay, I'm just going to exude the nurturing and loving energy that I want to get back, and then it's possible. Let's see what Mary's getting though. What do you get, Mary?
Well, it's interesting, and it's kind of along the same lines. There's not a real clear this is going to happen. What I'm really getting is it's not going to happen right away. If it does, I get him coming up as the King of Cups. So, there's that emotional connection still. And also the Six of Cups, one of Dax's cards of the day, comes up here. So no wonder you're asking this question. The Six of Cups is interesting. Do you think of it sometimes as a card of nostalgia? And so we can miss that person. We can miss the best times with that person. The problem with the Six of Cups is sometimes we can idealize it. Okay. And we can kind of forget about what were the problems anyways. So that makes a lot of sense. How the next card that comes up, the Seven of Pentacles. For me, this card is about managing our expectations. And also things don't take as, things may take longer than we want them to. So we've got to kind of be kind of rational. But the good news is that there is change coming to the situation through the Wheel of Fortune. And we get the best card at the end here, the Star card. So anytime the Star, anytime the Star card comes up, it's saying like, hey, there's no reason to give up hope here. But we got to be kind of reasonable in what we expect. We have to try to not idealize the past. When we have a reconciliation in a relationship where there's been a split, I always think it's really helpful if we can kind of get on the same page right from the beginning. Why are we reuniting? And think of it as a new chapter in the relationship instead of bringing all the baggage from the past and trying to hash out those same things that we could never quite get on the same page about. But yeah, there's hope here, but it's going to take a while. But thanks for the question. And
yeah. And we're going to go back to the phone lines now because we got some phone calls waiting. Ariana has a question in the chat. We'll get to that right after the phone calls. But before we say anything else, Mary,
What?
I just
What happened?
noticed, I only just noticed that you changed the walls in your reading room. What's going on? Are
Oh.
those all your paintings? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I gotta
Yes,
say though,
they
I miss the astrological clock,
right, my astro clock.
the
Well,
astro
that's what
clock.
happened. It's like I'm like, oh wow, because the time kept being off. Not that I can really tell time with this
Yeah.
astrological clock, anyways. And so I'm like, oh, I should take it down, and I gotta like replace the batteries. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have the right size batteries. And so I was like, oh, let's change the whole thing. So yeah. Plus, I keep painting. And so now I have all these paintings, and I'm like, what do I do with all these paintings? So I
Well, I'm so
decided
glad that you
I
painted.
should put them up places.
I'm so glad that the canvases that you're using are smaller, so you're able to put a bunch of them up because it looks really fabulous. I love it.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And plus, I thought, it'd be kind of fun to like sort of do it this way and then switch them around.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I don't know
everybody
what else to do with all these paintings.
everybody in the chat room on YouTube that can see Mary's paintings, let us know what you think.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're going
Please
to,
be kind.
we're all going to be our critics now, and we're going to go to area code 404 has been waiting the longest. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Name is Charlotte. I'm calling from Alabama.
Hi, Charlotte.
And
Hi.
I'd like to know. Hi. I would like to know if you can pull a card to tell me what my ancestors know the word it better, what my elders are trying to tell me. Like,
What your elders? Do you mean like living elders, or do you mean like the ancestors?
Ancestor elders. The
Ancestor
older,
elders.
The ones that
Right. The older ones. Is it my turn, Dax? I can't
Yes,
remember.
it is.
It is.
We read
Awesome.
last.
Okay, so let's see. What are your elder ancestors trying to tell you? And I'm glad that you're connecting with your elder ancestors. Sometimes the older ancestors are the ones who can be the most helpful to us because, they've healed the most. They've had the most time.
yeah.
And so look, what's interesting here, the thing that really comes up as a message here is that it's like they're trying to tell you that, like, one, with the Knight of Cups, it's like, are you following your heart? Are you really doing the things that, connect you on a heart level, that really fill your heart up with joy, with love? The Four of Cups comes up here. They're saying like, hey, what are you overlooking? What is it that's like maybe right in front of you that you're kind of discounting, or you're not paying attention to, and you're kind of looking over here or looking over there? It's like they're saying like, hey, look, what matters is how you feel in your heart. All that other stuff, right? The money, the status, the all the million things that we worry about, but that we don't necessarily connect to. They're saying like, that's what's important. That's what's important, is how you feel in your heart. You're going to have that feeling. You're going to know it. The other thing that comes up too is the Seven of Pentacles. So again, a card of like expectations, and like making sure that our expectations, even just of yourself and other people in your life, are reasonable. That you're being fair to yourself. I mean, have you been hard on yourself lately, do you think? In some aspects, I feel like that's part of.
Life has
but
been.
do I didn't hear
it real hard lately. I said,
it.
no, life has just been kind of hard lately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but let's see what
Can you hear
Dax
me?
is getting as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's take a look here, Charlotte. Right in alignment with what you start out with, Mary, with the creativity. I mean, we were just talking about you and your paintings, and got the Empress card, that 3 energy, creativity and communication. That's the message coming through, is to do what it is that's creative, that makes your heart sing, And then as far as, I got another card, the 6 of Pentacles shows up. There's that 6 energy from today, return to balance and harmony. It's, carefully balancing things. Sometimes this card shows up when a windfall financially is coming your way, or talking about investments or something along those lines. But the strongest that feeling I got from it was the balance in it, and being balanced in all the areas of your life, and making the investments and so forth like that. Also being careful when you're helping others. It's not saying don't help others, but be measured in how you are helping others. The merchant in this card is handing out alms to the poor. He's got he's doing that with one hand, and with his left hand he's holding a scales. He's carefully weighing out what he is, what help he's providing. So there you go. That's what I got. I hope that helps you out. And
Thanks for calling, and I hope things improve for you and that it's not so hard anymore.
Right. Get creative. That's the main takeaway. Okay, so we're going to go to area code 330. Caller, are you there? 330. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, 330.
Mississippi.
Mississippi? Wow, I didn't catch your name, hon.
Yeah.
What was the name again? Leslie?
Leslie.
Okay. Yeah, I'm typing that in here on your line, so we know who you are. Okay, that's Leslie's line. What's going on, Leslie? What do you want to chat about?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through this hot day here in Mississippi, and
woohoo!
And because one of the goals I want to do this year is start dating, and I'm very confident that I will date. And at the same time, I do not know which woman will come to me.
Okay. Let's take a look here. Holy cow. Oh, okay. So basically, Leslie, when I get these kind of questions, I just start looking through the deck, and I'm looking for this chick, and it took a little while to get to her. Not quite as long as the last reading I did. Who was that, Mary? I forgot who that was for in chat. Hatash. Yeah. This one happened a little faster. Okay. But it was still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the 7th card I got to. So, okay. It's not going to happen super fast. All right. But I know who she's going to be, and it is the Queen of Wands. Okay. So this person has that fiery energy, and I mean, they might be a fire sign like Aries and Leo. What's the fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that. So,
yes.
She might be, but not necessarily. The major thing with her is she's very passionate about what she's into, which is cool because that means she could become very passionate about you. See the little cat down here? Okay, so we got this little black cat down here. Very independent person. All right. That is both a blessing and potential rubbing spot at the same time. Especially if you're one of those super independent, and just from talking to you for like 30 seconds, I can tell. It's gonna take a little while here. First of all, there's something you're not doing. I got the full card. That's taking the leap of faith. It's like there's something you're not doing that's going to get you where you need to be, where this person is. Okay. a lot of other possibilities and choices comes up with the 7 of Cups. Don't get veered off on that, but then the Wheel of Fortune comes and it starts turning in your favor, and the 8 of Wands. Lastly, things start moving quickly. Okay. But that's like, we're talking like it can be as long as 7-8 weeks out, maybe a couple of months even. That would be about a couple months. I'm not talking, 8's the timing card, so I'm not talking about like 8 months waiting for. I said there was a delay. Okay, so it may take about 8 weeks for her to show up. But let's see what Mary's getting. Hey,
Wow. Well, it's interesting that number 8 is coming up a lot. I got the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups both. And what that tells us, like the 8 of Cups, I feel like it's letting you know, like this is somebody who maybe right now is just leaving a relationship. So that could be why it takes a little while for this to manifest. I'm getting like a time frame of about 3 months. So I think that said 8 weeks. So like maybe 2 to 3 months is maybe how I would look at that. But also the Chariot card comes up. So yeah, this is gonna happen. That's a card of success and being the victor. And the 8 of Pentacles is interesting, because she's got skills. Who knows what kind of skills she has, but she may also have some money. So you might be getting yourself a sugar mama, which is not such a bad thing from what I hear.
I want one of those.
But, right, I know
Yeah.
you do.
Well, no, a sugar guy though. Sugar guy.
Sugar daddy. Right. So
Yeah,
it
'cause
looks pretty good.
I don't know if this woman's going to be white or Hispanic or Asian.
That's interesting. I can tell you one thing. This deck that I'm using is so fascinating.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can't, the deck is like black and white. It's like pencil drawing. So she's going to be like, pencil color. I don't know, but the features look like maybe,
Yeah.
she's got some flavor. I don't think it's just a vanilla white chick.
Well, yeah, I can't say it, Mary. The head dressing, what she has on there is very reminiscent of certain African American styles. And of course, if we were going by my card, she would be a redheaded Irish chick. So I don't know what to tell you as far as that goes, though.
Mixed
Leslie.
Heritage.
But
She's Irish African American.
And if she turns out to be that, you have got to call us back.
Right. And send pictures.
And send pictures. I could see her having those features, but and then she's got like the
red hair,
the freckles from the redhead. Yeah, but she's got the African feature. That would be hilarious. Well, Leslie,
gorgeous.
We got to get going. We're at the end of the show here, but thanks for the call.
So much. Yeah, thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling in.
Jack.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend there. We had a question. It was that I had mentioned from Ariana in the chat that I want to make sure we get to before we get off the air here.
Yes.
Let's see.
What is the question?
Can I post to? Well, it's one of those things where I have to read it and try to figure out what she's exactly saying here. Okay. Why do I keep getting rejected by places that I'm trying to get a job at? Also, can you tell me why KFC is the only job that has hired me? So it's kind of like a two-parter, but really it's the same question.
Right. So why has the other places not hired you, and why does KFC love you so much? Right?
Yes.
And I love me some KFC, right?
I love me some KFC too. Right now, I'd love to have some KFC.
I'm hungry just mentioning KFC. Okay, so why? Well, look, it just may be the people that you're dealing with, and also how you're presenting yourself, you know? The thing that comes up here is really kind of interesting, right? We have the Empress on one side and the Emperor card on the other side. And in the middle, I've got the Knight of Pentacles, you know? So I feel like sometimes what happens is that we're qualified, we're great, we're going to be the greatest employee that person we're interviewing for is ever going to hire, except that we're not expressing that, you know? And instead, we're kind of, the Knight of Pentacles is a great energy to have. That's somebody dependable. It's somebody that, you feel you can, really you can count on. They're practical. They're down to earth. But they don't always get us really excited, And sometimes it's like, we've got to have that energy level. Like, yes, I want this. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do the job. It just kind of takes a while. And the Six of Swords comes up here too. And that is a card of like getting past this point, right? So right now, KFC loves you, and that's great. And those other people, don't worry about them. This is going to get better for you. You're going to get better at this job interviewing thing. You're going to get better at finding the right connection, the right employer, and, you being able to show that you're the right person for them. So don't get discouraged. But let's see what Dax has got.
Yeah, basically along the same lines. Three of Swords was the first card that showed up. I mean, that's how you're feeling. You're not too happy about this, but the central focus card is the Devil card, what we're attached to. I think you're attached to doing things a certain way, interviewing a certain way. When was the last time that you looked at your resume and redid it and spiced it up a little bit, things along those lines? And then I'm also getting 2 pages right in a row, and page cards, they're learning. All right. So you might need some more learning, go to Udemy and take a couple of inexpensive courses on interviewing techniques, interviewing skills, and on redoing your resume. And like Mary said at the very beginning there, Mary, you said about how you're presenting yourself. Are you letting them know you're going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread for them, And then the Temperance card, which is the theme today, is that, 6 energy, that balance. And also the entire date reduces to 8. That's why we're getting a lot of 8 today too, Mary. It is, how do you find the abundance? Well, it's through the balance. And then lastly, the Magician card shows up, to let, like it did earlier, this card shows up when someone has to be reminded that you are in complete control here. How you present yourself and the reaction you get from folks, and not just that, but where and how you apply. Okay. So you apply to 5, 6, 10 places and they all reject you. Well, those are sucky places that you weren't supposed to work at. I mean, you need to figure out, what the dream position is at the dream place, and go for it. It may take some research. It may take some preparation, not just showing up with your resume from 5 years ago and throwing it at them. You might have to do some effort. I remember way back, we used to talk about different techniques, Mary. Like, I mean, people have, when they know it's this job at this company, they'll go and get themselves physically in the building any way they can just to experience it, because it activates the law of attraction. They'll look across the street, what's the nearest pubs and restaurants and stuff like that, and they'll go check it out and see if anybody that works there at that company building over there hangs out at these places, and talks to them and befriends people and gets their foot in the door. It depends on how much you want it,
Right. And also applying for jobs that you're really interested in and that you really want to do, not just I need a paycheck, even though you need a paycheck. I mean, everybody needs a paycheck, everybody needs a job, but man, it's really different energetically when you want it, when you're like, I can't wait to work here. I'm so excited
Yes.
about counting these widgets. I've always wanted to count widgets. This is my dream. You come in with that kind of energy that like you're excited. This is what you want to do. You can't wait to do it. It makes a difference.
It does. I mean, that's how the law of attraction works. If you're just throwing stuff at the wall, looking to see what'll stick, that's not how the universe works. I sent out 150 resumes and nobody contacted me back. Well, yeah, but did you really want any of those jobs? I mean, really want? I mean, like the world will end if you don't get this job. I saw someone on YouTube the other day was talking about that. It was a little bit in a different aspect. It wasn't about getting a job. It was more about, in the entrepreneurial space and growing a business. But it was along the same lines where, you're only going to get it. You're only going to attract it in when it's as important as breathing to you.
Yeah. But in the meantime, like you get free coleslaw and free chicken and free stuff. Like I think
want
it'd be
the
kind of
chicken.
cool.
I'm
so hungry now.
Yeah, so we got to get off the air so we can go eat now because we're like way over. And but I do want to mention a few things because like M13 and Charlotte and Jason and everybody in there was saying how beautiful your paintings are.
You guys, they're so nice.
Jason says, I'm so happy you are painting.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason asked me, what is a sugar guy? I said, message me later. I'll fill you in, Jason.
I love that.
Let's see here. And Ariana said something. Wait, rewinding back to my question. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Ariana, we just did your question. We already did your question. Mr. Yonan. There's someone new.
Hi, Mr. Yonan.
He says, it's too bad I've been waiting on the phone. Yeah, we're sorry. It's only supposed to be an hour show. You got to get here early at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. in UK. Yeah. And we do as many as we possibly can. We'll be back on Monday, but we'll only be in the chat here. So you want to come into the chat on Monday, and we'll be able to get your question then, or next Saturday. We'll be back next Saturday as well, if you want to call in. Sorry if we didn't get to your call today, folks, but we can only do so much, and you can always book a private reading. Just go over to tarottoday.live. It's www.tarottoday.live. That'll take you over to the page where you can book tag team reading with Mary and I both, or individual readings at our special price, only $44.44. Okay, so we're going to get out of here and go eat something. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.
using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh,